Today we're going to show you guys how to make a French toasted peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So we're going to start by building our peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So Bella, go ahead and take 2 pieces of bread, and I'll take 2 for myself, and let's lay them flat out like this. There you go. So to build our sandwich, we're going to start with the peanut butter. There's a knife for you. Get about as much as you would normally put on a sandwich, about a tablespoon or 2. And you're going to spread it on one of those slices of bread. Spread it all the way out to the edges, because when you bite into a sandwich, you want to get some peanut butter and some jelly in every single bite. You don't want to have dry bread on the edges and super thick peanut butter in the middle. Okay? So when you're done, just put your knife down. And we're going to use a separate clean knife for our jelly, because nothing is more gross than when you mix your peanut butter and your jelly together, or you get crumbs in your peanut butter and jelly, right? So we're going to go ahead and take a little bit of jelly. I'm going to move it over like this and put some right on top of the peanut butter. Put it on top of the peanut butter, not on the other slice of bread, because when you build your sandwich, whether it's peanut butter and jelly or any other kind of sandwich, build it all on one side, and then you can just top it with the piece of bread and you won't have fillings falling out all over the place. Okay, so just spread it around to the edges like we did with the peanut butter. And then put your top on, just like that, and it's ready to go. Perfect. Next, we're going to create our batter that we're going to dip our sandwich in, because this is going to be a French toasted peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So 1 egg, 2 eggs into a shallow bowl, and then add 2 tablespoons of milk. Now, you need your measuring spoons, and the largest one is always the tablespoon. And if you don't remember that, it's written on your spoons. So take 1 tablespoon of milk and add it to the eggs. 2nd tablespoon of milk, add it to the eggs. Put those aside. And then I'm going to use my whisk to incorporate that all together. A whisk works really, really great at this job, but if you don't have a whisk, you can use a fork. And you want to get it completely mixed so that you don't see yellow egg yolk and you don't see white milk. You just see one uniform light yellow colored liquid. So we're almost there. And this is the batter for our French toasted sandwich. Okay, that's good. Now we're going to head on over to the griddle at the burner so we can cook our sandwich. So we're going to use this type of pan, which is called a griddle. A griddle is just simply a flat pan that you cook foods on top of. Mine happens to be a square and it fits right on top of my burner. If you don't have a griddle at all, you can just use a regular frying pan, which is also called a skillet. So to begin with, we're going to melt some butter on our griddle and get it nice and hot. And the butter has 2 jobs. It's going to add flavor, and it's going to keep our sandwich from sticking. I'm going to turn on my burner to medium. And it'll take a minute or so for that butter to melt. While we're waiting for the butter to melt, we're going to go ahead and put the batter on our French toasted sandwich. So just go ahead and pick up your peanut butter and jelly sandwich and set it right down in the plate with the batter, the egg and the milk batter that you made. Let it get nice and soaked in there, and then flip it over and soak the other side. And then you're just going to lift it up and let the excess drip off. And place it right on the griddle. And I left room for your sandwich, Bella. So now you go ahead and do that. Put it in on one side. Let it soak in. It's kind of gooey. That's okay. We have paper towels. Now you can flip it over and get the other side. Perfect. And then lift up the whole thing and set it on the griddle. Now the griddle's hot. Don't let your hand touch the griddle, but set the sandwich on top. Beautiful. Now all we're going to do is wait till it gets lightly browned on the bottom and then flip it over. It takes a few minutes, 4 or 5 minutes for it to get lightly browned on the outside. Keep an eye on it though. You don't want it to burn, and don't walk away from it. You need to always supervise what you're cooking so you don't start a fire. Okay, it's been about 4 or 5 minutes. I'm gonna check underneath here and see if it's ready to flip over yet. The only way to know is to peek under there by using your spatula. It is perfectly light brown, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my spatula the whole way under there and very carefully flip it over. Would you like to try yours? Or would you like me to flip it? It's up to you.
I'll try it.
All right, go for it. You might need to hold your sandwich a little bit with your fingers, but remember not to let your fingers touch the griddle. Peek at it first. Do you think it's done?
Yes.
I think so too. Awesome. Just push it back into place. Okay, now a couple more minutes to get the bottom side looking just like the top side. You can set that down over there. And then we'll be almost finished with our French toasted peanut butter and jelly. You know, there's other things that you can put in here for fillings if you don't like peanut butter and jelly. You could do cream cheese and jelly. A lot of people are allergic to peanut butter. You could do an egg sandwich, like an egg and ham sandwich. You could do just peanut butter. You could do almond butter, lots of different things. Some people like Nutella in there. So you can make your French toasted sandwich any way you like. Any flavor of jelly, any flavor of nut butter would work too. Okay, let's check and see if they're done. Do the same thing, peek underneath using your spatula to help you. Perfectly light brown. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off my burner. I have a plate ready. And I'm gonna carefully remove my sandwich and put it right in the middle of my plate. Would you like to do yours? Got it? There you go. Beautiful. You can put the spatula over there. And here's my finishing touch. I have some powdered sugar in my sifter, and I'm gonna simply sprinkle some over the top. Let it snow a little bit. That makes it really delicious. Go ahead, you can get yours. Just squeeze that handle there. Perfect. And that's how you make a French toasted peanut butter and jelly sandwich. If there's a recipe you'd like to learn how to make, please leave a comment.